Alright, this is lesson 66 for Algebra 2, expanding and contracting logarithms. So, logarithms are related to exponents as they are the inverse of exponents. So, just like in exponential properties, or when we talked about exponents, so we had x to the second power times x to the third power. Since we had the same base of x, we would combine the exponents by adding them. So 2 plus 3 is 5. So the answer is x to the fifth. Okay, raise your hand if you remember this from before. Okay, so there's a lot of similarities. This will be the same concepts we're going to be learning today. And we need to know how to expand and contract logarithms, which means breaking them apart or putting them back together. Because in math, you really need to know how to manipulate the numbers for your own benefit to solve the problem, okay? So that's what we're talking about today. If you're on the video, here are the steps. And I'm going to do a couple problems, then we'll do a few together, and then we'll be done. Okay, so number one, expand each logarithm, which means we're going to break it apart, okay? So it's either going to be expand or contract. So we have number one, it's log base 9 times 8 times 11, okay? So first thing we want to do is we want to make sure we have the same base, and we're looking at what the logarithm is of. It's 8 times 11, so we're going to expand this. We're going to write log base and keep the same base of 9 and break it apart. We're going to put 8, and then we're going to apply the product property. We're going to put in a plus sign and write log base 9 of 11. Okay, and that's it. I can't expand anymore, so this would be your answer for number 1. Okay. So again, what did I do? I checked to see if my logarithm could be expanded. In this case, it could. We have 8 times 11. We're going to use the product property. And really, the problem before this one, there should have been the problem given to you. So log base 9 of, what's 8 times 11? 88. Okay? So if we had this original log, we could have expanded it as follows, taking each of these steps. Okay? Number 2, we have log base 4 of u over v to the third. Okay, we have a couple things we could do here. I'm noticing we have a division sign right here inside the parentheses, and then we have a power of 3. So we're going to use both the power property and the quotient property. So let's apply the quotient property first. So I'm going to bring the 3 to the front. So we're going to have 3 log base 4 of u over v. Okay, that's the first step. Then I'm going to apply the quotient property. I'm going to keep the coefficient of 3, so it's like saying 3 times log base 4 of u minus 3 times log base 4 of v. And these are, we can't do anything else, so that's your expanded form. That's your answer. All right? Any questions on numbers 1 or 2? Pretty straightforward? Yeah. No, you don't have to put the property. Though you need to be familiar with what they're called, so. Okay. Alright, so what I'd like you to do is turn to your neighbor. It's Monday. Let's have 1 slow 2s about number 1, 2 slow 1s about number 2. Ready, set, go. Alright, let's continue on number 3. Okay, number 3, we have log base 7 of x over y. What? Turn to your neighbor, tell them what property you could apply to this. What property can you apply to this problem? Quotient property, right? So we're doing this one together, so write down, please write along with me. You're going to be writing the original problem, then you're going to write log base and keep the same base of 7. Then we're going to take the numerator, x, applying the quotient property. You can see there's a minus sign, so we're going to subtract the same log with the same base. Of y. Okay, and this is a one-step problem, so that's going to be your answer for this particular problem. Okay? Make sense? Number 4. Turn to your neighbor. Tell him what property you would apply to this problem. Power property. Good. Okay. So we got 8 to the third. We have a third. That's our power. So we're going to put this in the front. So you can put 3 times log base 9 of 8. Okay, now this is technically your answer. Now, the problem, it depends what the problem says too. Sometimes you want to expand this further. What is 8 equal to? 4 times 2, or 2 to the third power. So let's just do a what if answer. This is your answer, by the way, but let's say we wanted to expand it further, then this could be 3 times log base 9 of 2 to the third power, right? And all of a sudden I have another exponent here, right? Y'all see that? So we could bring this one to the front. So what's 3 times 3? 9. So it'd be 9 log base 9 to the second power. And this 9 in the front is a coefficient, so it's like we're multiplying that 9. So literally you could calculate this. You could say log base 9 of 2, calculate this amount, and multiply that by 9. You still get the same answer. Which one's the correct answer? It depends what your problem is doing. Again, this is we're expanding, contracting for the sake of simplifying later, or working out the problem. So, but this first answer is the one we're looking for today. Okay, this is the correct answer. I was just showing you a what if. Okay, here we go. Continuing on. Number 5. Now let's look at the directions. What's the first word on number 5 on the directions? Condense, right? We're going to do the opposite of expand, which is to condense. We're going to think backwards now. Thinking backwards. In order to condense, we need to have the same base. What's the base of our log here? 10, right? So this is a common log. So we're going to start with common log of 2 times 11, right? We're going to use the product property. What's 2 times 11? 22. So you need to multiply it out when you're done. Common log of 22. That's it. And this similarly is like what I was talking about earlier. You could literally plug in. You could literally plug in this final answer, common log of 22, in your calculator. Or you could plug in common log of 2 plus common log of 11 in your calculator, and you still get the same answer. Right? Which one's correct? It depends on what you're working on. You just need to know how to manipulate the logarithms. Okay, number 6. Okay, turn to your neighbor. Do this one. This is the last one. What property would you use? What property, everyone? Power property. Good. So we got common log of 12 raised to the 6th power. Okay, and I'm not going to multiply 12 6 times, so this is your answer. That's it. Does that make sense? All right. So that concludes our lesson. Turn to your neighbor and discuss these 4 questions. I'll call on you in about a minute. Go.